Good morning everyone. So today date 29. So we discussed about core Java. Now we will start advanced Java. Before going that, what is our goal? Our goal is we have to create applications, right? Applications based on the requirement. Based on the requirement, we have to create the application, right? Who will provide these requirements? Nothing but client. Client will provide that requirement. Then we have to, as a developer, we have to create the applications. This is the 3 steps process, and some more steps also involved. Now, so we have applications. How many applications we have? Let us see. First, applications. We have 2 types of applications. One is standalone types of applications. We have stand-alone applications. This is one type of application, and second is internet application. Internet applications. So what is meant by standalone applications? As far we discussed, this is all about standalone application only. What is meant by standalone applications? A single user and a computer application is called, it can be accessible only one computer only one computer, in which installed by single user, called standalone application, in which installed by single, this is the key point, single user is called standalone application. This is, so far we discussed about standalone application only. Clear? So what is problem here? This standalone applications, right? We cannot accessible from the remote user via internet. Remote user via internet, right? This is the problem. In the standalone application, it is a single user on computer. It can be accessible only one computer, and in which installed single user. That is called standalone applications. So what is problem here? This we cannot access the remote user via internet. We cannot able to access this standalone applications. Then come to the picture, internet applications. What is meant by internet applications? Let us see this one. Okay. So internet application is a multiple computers. It is multiple computers and multiple users. Multiple users it can access, right? It means a program accessible locally and also remotely. means it can accessible locally nothing but on our PC, and also remotely from the different computers. Throughout the network call by the multiple users. This is one point. Throughout network. Throughout the multiple users. This is called nothing but internet application. See here, what is the difference? In the standalone applications, suppose we have the applications, two type of applications. One is standalone, one is internet applications. In the standalone applications, a single user computer, it can be accessible only one computer in which installed by single user. Nothing but access only single user. But in the internet applications, if we create the applications, it is accessible by multiple users. That is the difference between the internet application and standalone applications. These are all the types. Okay, right. And one more point. In Java, every application in Java, every Java program, it is a standalone application only, SC only, simply S.E. Standalone application. If you want to attach or plug this program for the applet or servlet or JSP, then the application can be accessible and execute via internet from the other computers. Up to now we are discussing only standalone application only. That application we want to attach or plug to the program to the servlet. This one we have to plug to the servlet or JSP, Java Server Pages. Then this application can be accessible and execute via internet. Understood? So up to now we have discussed only standalone applications. We have to plug to the servlet, otherwise JSP. So we will discuss servlet only. If you attach this plugin to servlet, then that application we can accessible and execute via internet. Clear? This is one important point. We have to plug into the servlet. And what is meant by internet? So we are discussing about internet applications. Up to now we know the standard application. What is meant by internet applications? Internet application also we have two types. Already this is the nothing but internet application definition only. So we have two types of internet applications. One is client side executing applications. Nothing but CSE, client side execution applications. Okay, what is meant by, what is the second type? Server side executing applications. Server side executing applications, nothing but SSE and applications. These are the two types of applications, nothing but internet applications, right? Now, how it will work, we will see through one diagram. Suppose, let me take one box. In that box, let me take another box. So here nothing but program. Okay, let me take this one. Let me write here one program. Suppose I wrote one program. Now this is called client side technology. This is nothing but client. What is meant by client? It may be a person or browser, nothing but client. Okay, now we have server, right? We have what we have to do? We did one application, we have the plug. We did one application, nothing but program in the standard application. That one we have to plug to the servlet, where the server reside inside the servlet. For that, I have to create one servlet. Servlet. In that servlet also, one more segregation part. Let me write. Now inside also program 1. Okay, this is what? This is nothing but our server. Okay, see now, in the application we will see first client side server execution, how it is work. Suppose program will send the client, it will send the request, then it will go to the server side, and the client send the request. If it is download in the client system or browser, it will download here only, and after that it will download the in the system, and it is called nothing but client side executing CSE, right? I am repeating again. In this application, it resides in the server system only when client sends the request. Whenever the client sends the request, right, it is download in the client system browser. Understood? Then it will download and it will display on the web page. That is nothing but client side executing. And what is the example for this one? Example, we have login page and registration page and every HTML page in the client side executing internet applications, right? And also mobile applications. That is nothing but standalone applications. CSC. Okay, this is nothing but standalone applications. I am explaining one of the internet applications, how it will work. Client side executing applications, nothing but the client send the request, okay, to the server system. When client send the request, it is downloaded in the client system only, okay, and client system it will download. That is nothing but called client side executing internet application only. Example, login page. And as well as mobile apps installing, like suppose if you take on mobile, in that mobile we are downloading apps, like another thing but installing inside our application only, inside our mobile only. That is called client side executing internet applications, right? Suppose I have some smart mobile. In that, if you go to the store and some apps is there, already it's there in the mobile only, right? If you simply download that application, is nothing but it is called standalone applications, right? Example, like calculator, right? Already it's pre-built, but lot of applications, right? Lot of apps available in the Play Store. That is nothing but client side executing internet applications. And what is the one more applications? One more application is server side executing application. That too also same. The application that resides in the server system, when client sends the request, just a minute, let me write this one in the different kind. Suppose this is the client. Now I am explaining second one, nothing but server side executing application, how it will work. Suppose the application that resides in the server system, right? In the server system only that application will reside. Whenever client send the request from this one, it will send the request to the server, right? Send the request if it is executed directly in the system only, executed in the server system, and it will send only output, and it will send to the only output. Here output will come, but here we are downloading. Here output. Clear? Whenever the client send the request, right? If it is executed directly in the server system, right? In the server system it will execute and it will send back output. Clear? Then it is called server side executing internet applications. Nothing but like which language we are using for that? Java. Otherwise another language is like .NET and PHP. And some more internet application languages programming also. Code is the server side executing applications, nothing but .NET and PHP. For example, user registration form, right? In the user registration form, otherwise login data validation, otherwise some calculations, data streaming, updating and deleting from the database program. These all servlets. This is nothing. These are all come from side of server side executing internet applications. Clear? So understood, right? Now we will take the examples. What is the client side executing applications? Nothing but login page. login page and registration page and etc. These two enough. Server side executing for that example. What is that example? User registration and login data validation, so etc. These are all the internet applications. Clear? In the internet applications we have two types. Okay, what is the two types? Client side execution, a client side executing. What is it will do? In the application that resides inside the server only, I am explaining blue line. In the application that resides inside the server system, when the client, right, send the request, this one. When server, nothing like client, nothing but a person, otherwise browser. From the browser what we are sending, suppose any URLs we are sending as a request. So here we are sending the request to the server. Then what will happen? If it is downloaded in the client system browser only, if you send the system, then it will come back and it will download here only, like apps, mobile apps, right? That is nothing but client side executing internet application. Okay, let me write definition. What is meant by client side application? Means it is a application that resides in a server, right? Server, let me write system. Whenever client send the request, if it is downloaded, where? In the client system browser. In the client system browser, that is called nothing but client side executing applications. Clear? Now, okay. Here what is the examples here? Login page and registration page. And now server side applications. What is meant by server side applications? Means the definition of the server side applications, the application that resides in the server system. Okay, the application resides in the server system. It will reside in the server system whenever client send the request, right? If it is executed directly in the server, if it is executed in the server and sends only output, as a response. Clear? As a response to the client, it is called nothing but server side executing applications. Clear? What is the examples? User, registration, login, data validation, etc. Clear? Now, so what is purpose? What is the main purpose? What is the purpose of this client side and client side applications, and we will see client side applications and server side applications? What is the main purpose? We will see. What is the main purpose of client side applications and server side applications? We'll see. What is that means? Client side applications is used, okay, let me write client CSC. It is one application used for running a program in a client system, right? It is used running in a client system to read input and display output. To read input and display output to a, that's it. Client side application, the purpose of is used to running a program, okay, running a program in a client system only, okay, in the client system only it will run, and it will client system to the read and what is that, read the input and display the output purpose to the remote user throughout the world. This is the purpose of client side executing applications. So what is the server side execution applications? What is the purpose of that? Processing the request and preparing the response. Simple. Server side executing application is used to simple two steps. What those two steps? Processing, the request and prepare the response. That is the server side executing purpose, right? So what is here? What done in the red lines? In the red lines, one client send the request. This request sent, then it will process. Suppose if you send any URL, suppose www.search.com, then we are sending to the server. It will processing that request and preparing, and it will generate response. It generate the response and it will send back to the browser. Then it will display on the web pages. Suppose search logo and some details and some tabs, header, footer, right? Some tabs, all will come from server. That is nothing but server side executing applications. Clear? Okay, one more important point. What is meant by processing request? What is meant by processing request? We'll see. Okay, what is meant by processing request means? It means reading the input from the remote user. First point. Read the input from the user, verify or it will validate. Is it sending the proper meaningful sentence? These inputs right or wrong? These inputs are right or wrong. If it is right, performing the some calculations, right? Some calculations by interacting with the database. With the database, nothing but DB. We have a lot of DBs like MongoDB and Apache. If you come to the AEM, CRHD Lite, nothing but repositories only. DB nothing but repositories where we store the data. Okay, it will interact with the database, generating output. It is called. It will generate the output is called processing request. Right? This is the definition of processing request. It will read the input from the user. What he will give? Suppose he will give some input like BT. Alright? Suppose BT is one website. See, now I am giving one BT like this. Then if I send the request, nothing but in the search engine we are giving some request. Right? If you hit the enter button, then the process will start. When we send the request from the user, it will verify and validate these inputs is the right or wrong. If it is right, then performing the some calculations, interacting with the database. In the database, we have lot of tablets available. Tabs. Okay. In that repository, it will interact with the database. It will generate the output called processing request, right? Suppose I send the one request. It is correct. BT project available. Then it will send the request and it will respond and it will generate the response. Then it will come on the web page. Suppose BT is one project. Like that only Amazon. Also, we are sending the request. It will interact with the database. These are all the results it will generate. It will send back. Right? Then if it is we are correcting our input is correct, it will respond. Right? Suppose if I give any wrong. Suppose Mahesh. It gives something else. Like whatever that name related, it will interact with the database, and it will generate the output called processing request. This is about processing request, and we see in the client side internet applications, right? Internet applications we have client side and server side. After that, standalone applications. Okay, we have the applications. This is the path actually. Applications we have two types: standalone and internet applications. Standalone application, this is the definition. Internet application, this is the definition. And internet application also we have two types. One is client side executing and server side executing. So, and one more point is processing request. These are all the points. Now let me write one diagram. Internet application development. How one end user interacting with the server. Suppose let me take one client computer. This is client computer. This is one client computer. Okay. Now inside also another box. Let me write another box. This is nothing but browser. This is browser. Okay, this is browser. Inside, what inside contains? We are sending request as a HTML. HTML file. Latest is HTML5. Otherwise CSS. Otherwise jQuery. Questions. Nothing but questions. Query means questions. jQuery, otherwise Angular, JavaScript, otherwise Ajax call. This is nothing but front end part, right? This one. Now we will deal with the server. What is the server container contains? We'll see. First we'll take, let me box. We take one box with the green one. Yeah. The green one, it contains, this is nothing but server. Server computer. Okay, this is nothing but server computer. In the server computers we have lot of containers. Let me write few in this container. It is the web applications. It is the web application. Let me take a different color. Web. It is nothing but web application. In the server only, our web application has been created. Assume. In that also, we have two type of layers. Let me take some different color. These are all the containers available inside the web applications. This one and one more small container, this one, and one more important. Okay, we'll deal with this one. After that we'll go to the database. Simple. So in this web project we have the servlet JSP, or we have Spring, or we have Node.js. This is the one container in the web application. After that we have one more. In the one more container also contains JDBC. And otherwise or JPA, or one more is like Hibernate, I think so. Hibernate, right? So we are here, core Java. We are creating one application here in the core Java. Nothing but we are creating the servlet in this web application as a web application. See now, in this file new, we are creating the dynamic web project. Clear? In the dynamic web project we have to create, then it will reside here. In core Java we are creating servlet in the web as a web application. Clear? Then it will interact with the JD. Just a minute. Okay, let me take this one only, otherwise let me take brush. So we are created one, also we are created one, this one. It will interact with the JDBC, and from the servlet it will come first. Okay, see now, so client will send one request through the HTML, then it will go to the servlet. This is nothing but request. We are sending request, then in the server computer only web application has been created. In the web applications servlet available. In the servlet we created one application, then it will interact with the JDBC. After that one more thing is there, that is nothing but database. This is the database. In the database what it contains, take a different color. This is the database. In the database contains lot of tablets, nothing but data. Oh, sorry, not tablets, tables. All data will store in the form of tables. Understood? Whatever the data we see in the collection also. In the collection also we are seeing this part. All data will store in the form of tables. Tables nothing but rows and columns. Okay. And interact the JDBC, and whatever the end user will give, it will interact with the database. This is database. Okay, this is database, this is a web application. These two containers all available in the server computer. Now it will interact with the database, and it will evaluate whether correct or wrong. Then it will, this is request actually. This is a request. We are sending the request through the client. It will enter into the server computer. In the web applications, we have lot of containers. These are all our containers only. Okay, these are all containers, and it will interact with the servlet, JDBC. This is our code. Then it will interact with the database, and it will evaluate nothing but right or wrong data. Well, then the whole thing will generate response to the this one client. Then it will display on the web page, nothing but like this. Earlier we saw like this one, right? This one. This all data will store in the database only. We are sending request. What we send the request here? Suppose BT. Otherwise Amazon. We send the request from the web browser, right? Browser, we are sending the request. It will enter into the server computer. It will accept the request, and it will generate one response. This is blue color one is response. Then it will render on the web page this type of what you call flex, and these components, header, like header, and some component, this footer component, and this this moving part, something. This will all coming from the response. Clear? This is the internet application development diagram. Clear? Right. So one more point here based on this diagram. CSC, client side execution, is the responsible for providing user interface. Creating and providing the UI, simply UI. Okay, user interface and report to the end user. Okay, the collecting the input from the end user, then post to the server side application component, and then it will generate the output from the server side component, finally display to the end user. That is the process. This is, so what is the point here? Who will be responsible for creating the UI? Client side execution. Clear? So one more point, after that we will go to next point. So database. So we have the database. Database will interaction components like JDBC and some JPA and what is one more that Hibernate. Right? It is used for performing the third operations on the database to store the things. It will perform the third operations. What is meant by third operations? C stands for create. U stands for update. R stands for read. D stands for delete. Clear? These are all the terminologies actually. Nothing. These are all the general terms. In the what would you say, in the database interaction components like JDBC, JPA, Hibernate used for the perform the CURD operations. These are all the components will do these CURD operations. So technical terms are for this create means insert and update nothing but update nothing but update. Read nothing but select and delete nothing but save delete. So these are all the database terminologies. These are all the insert, update, select, right? These are all the database terminologies. So in the database we have the components JDBC, JPA, Hibernate. These will do the CURD operations. What is meant by CURD operation means, suppose if you go to this one in this web browser, after course of period, nothing but after 2 months they have to update this one. They have to update this heading, nothing but text. This text they have to update, nothing but they have to change this one. Then in the database they will update the developers. Then that operations we called CURD operations. Then they will create. They will insert the new thing. They update one. They will read that one, and if after expires, then it will delete also. Suppose any offer is there. Suppose in Amazon, suppose they updated any offers. Okay, so offers. Suppose this wire. Suppose this is price is 598. They will create this one. Okay, they will create as a image. After that, they will update. Suppose any sale comes, then they will update the price. Suppose 598 to, they will see here also they updated something 999. They rerouted. After that, they updated to some 598. After that, they will read. They will read the data. Right? End user, it is a basic property. End user can at least read. They shouldn't update, but they at least read, right? See here, I'm able to read this data. Suppose pick up where you left off. Otherwise, keep shopping for something, this certificate Tulsi Malas and Vrindavan store Tulsi Malas and whatever, update the 50 of. I can read this one. That is nothing but read operation. Delete operation. Delete operation nothing but, suppose this only 1 or 5 products available, the 5 products has been outdated, nothing but out of the store. Then they will delete that one. These operations can do here. Clear? That's about database components. Okay, Java EE. Okay. We'll start the just introduction about Java EE. So Java EE stands for Platform Enterprise Applications, right? Enterprise edition, nothing but we are using by using the internet applications, right? For developing the web applications. It provides the like Java EE, nothing but nothing but Java EE, enterprise editions. It provides rules and guidelines for the developing the server software for executing web applications and enterprise applications. Enterprise nothing but this only. These are all enterprises only. And web applications. This is web applications. Simple web applications like that. Okay. For that we have to use for Java EE, enterprise application. It is developed on the top of SC, standard edition. On the top of only WE developed. After that, it must have the server and JDK software for compiling and executing the Java EE based applications, right? So what we are using here, this one server means we are using Tomcat server, right? Someone should there, right? Someone should processing the request. We are using server as a Tomcat. We are using as a server as Tomcat server. Someone should accept the request. They should, here. Someone should accept the request. Someone should processing this all and it should respond it will give the response. Who will take it that one? Nothing but Tomcat server. Okay, so in the Java EE, we must have one server and JDK already we installed for the compiling and executing. In the JDK only contains JRE, JVM, right? In the JDK contains JVM and JRE for application development and executing purpose. If you download the JDK, then we can execute these web applications, Java, enterprise applications. It implemented the server software from Sun Microsystems, also many other companies like Apache, IBM. So this Java EE implemented Sun Microsystems and some other companies like Apache and IBM. What is the main purpose of Java EE? Not developing only logic, rather we are providing environment to execute the standard applications development logic throughout the internet as a web applications. Clear? Suppose I created one standard alone application. Then we have to plug into the server. Then we have to send throughout the internet as a web application. Clear? If you create and develop and execute in your local only, it is not recommended. We have to give as a service web application. So this is the server, Tomcat server. A simple Tomcat server is a open source, right? We have the two in the IT industry. We have two things. One is open source. One is licensed one. One is the open source. This is we can download anyone. Open service and servlet contains developed by the Apache Foundation. It mainly used for the run Java based applications like Servlet, JSP, all these things we can run based on this. So why you got the Tomcat means when you write the servlet, clear? So suppose you write one servlet. You wrote one this one. My servlet name is Java, a demo. Okay, see now, this is my servlet. Demo is servlet. I extended one parent class HTTP servlet by using the extends keyword, right? By using the extends keyword, I what would you say? It is a parent, it is a class. So whatever the methods available in that HTTP servlet I can inheritance by, I can acquired by the child class. So when we write the servlet, nothing but demo or JSP code, we cannot run that directly like a normal Java program. Okay? That servlet, we need one web container to handle the request and response, right? This is the web container. Web applications contains containers. In these containers, we need someone to handle the request and response back. For that purpose, we are using Tomcat server. Okay, we need container to handle the request. That is Tomcat server provides the environment where your servlet can interact with browsers, and this is the how the work. We have we have to write a Java servlet or JSP. So we are dealing with the servlet only. That's why we have to write with one servlet by importing by using the parent class. After that, it will work like you will deploy inside the Tomcat server. Yeah, okay. We have to deploy. So already I deployed. So services. Let me go to the window and show you. Let me go to the servers. See now, Tomcat server, V means version 9.0. It's already in the starting position. So we have to deploy inside the Tomcat server. Tomcat runs as the specific port 8080 or 8181. So let me go to this one. Okay, let me show. Where is this one? Okay, let me go to the server. See now, it will run on the particular port 8082 or 8181. HTTP, like this is nothing but sending request. HTTP, we are sending, it will run 8080, otherwise 8181. If server is busy 8080, then we can update this one 8081. Okay, this is one point. Tomcat runs a specific 8080. Okay, when it will open the 80 your browser, Tomcat handles the request and returns the response. Okay. So this is also done, right? Types of internet applications, we already discussed. Applications, standalone and internet applications. Standalone done here, up to here standalone. After second point is internet applications, right? What is the internet application definition and their types? Client executing nothing but CSC application and SSC application. This is about this slide. Okay, this is little animation. Let me show this one. See now, we have two type of boxes. One is client side, one is the server side. First one, we wrote one program, like in the client only we have the program. That application that resides inside the server system, when the client sends the request to the server, then it will download in the client system or the browser. It is called, it will download in the client only. First box, nothing but client side executing internet application. First statement I am explaining. Example, login pages, all these things, I already explained this one. And second thing, an application that resides inside the server system only. Second box, I am explaining second box. In an application that resides in the server system, when client send the request to the server, it will execute directly in the server system and it will send the only output as a response to the client. It is called server side internet application. Nothing but program. This is simple like animation, nothing much. Okay, this is also same thing, same point, different diagram, and the purpose of the client side server. Okay, it's already explained. Okay, Okay, this is also explained, right? Client side execution component, nothing but CSC, SSC data interaction. Here, this is all about that points. This is definition. So CSC nothing but HTML to develop the client side execution component, Servlet and JSP or MVC, Spring MVC to develop the server side component, SSC and JDBC JPA Hibernate. This is a database to develop the database, and we can do the CUD operations. This is the role and CSC, right? Responsible creating the providing the UI. Already I already wrote here somewhere. So the purpose of the applications, right? Application. Yeah, take this one. This is the responsible. CS is the responsible. So collect the input from the end user and it passes to the server side application component. The role of this is client side execution. Then it is generates the output. Server side execution component and display to the end user. Okay. So main purpose of the server side execution component, it will just processing the request, preparing the response and send it. So okay, this is the I will explain tomorrow how to download the Eclipse otherwise Servlet. Okay, see now Servlet also. What is meant by Servlet means, this is the simple definition. What is meant by Servlet is used to handle the HTTP request. It is the server side technology. Nothing but SSC. Okay, already we know what is meant by SSC. And main purpose, generate the dynamic response. This is the main purpose of the servlet in the Java based web applications. Or servlet is a server side technology which is used to actually will do three things. One is handle the client request, processing the client request, generate the dynamic response. These three uses for the servlet. This one, it will send the request. Simply we are sending one request here. Remove this one. It's a very size. Let me increase the size. we are sending the request. We are sending the request. We will go to the server. It will generate based on these containers, all these containers, it will generate one response. It will interact the database and it will do some operations and it will response. That is the main purpose of servlet. Servlet is the three things it will do. First, handle the client request, processing the request, generate the dynamic response. So where is here servlet? Server computer. Server computer, we have Tomcat server. This is Tomcat server. In the Tomcat server, it will take care of all these things. And yeah, web server. Web server is a Tomcat server. We are using a web server as a Tomcat server. This one, web server. Web server as we are using a Tomcat server, we are downloading here also. See now, this is Tomcat server version 9.8. Latest version is I think so 10 or 11. Not sure. Let me check. Okay. I recommended download 9.0. So it will run through the port as 8080. Otherwise, if it is busy, then it will come 404 error. Then we have to change the port. After that, okay, Servlet JSP. So see here container. What is the container? This Servlet container contains Servlet container, JSP security container. These are all the containers contained in the this one web server. Server computer in this container, all these contains servlet container, JSP container, security container. These are all elements available in this is server computer only, and it will generate some dynamic response and it will give to the client. And what else? Okay, tomorrow I explain how to develop the servlet. For sample purpose, I wrote one code. This is my class, nothing but servlet. Demo is my servlet. Public is the access modifier. Class and demo, I extend one HTTP servlet class. Then whatever the methods available, members we can override. Right? Do get, do post available. Then it through these are all the exception handling. In that I wrote some piece of code. After that I wrote on HTML. This is the tags, document, HTML head, HTML tag. So in this HTML only, open here, it's here closed. This is the head, open and head is closed here. This is metadata, title, something. In the body only we have to write one code, piece of code. This one is my intention is I want to create one form, nothing but Facebook. Suppose if you go to any Facebook web browser, Facebook. In the Facebook, how many we have things? 2 fields. Username and password and one submit button. One submit button. Then if you hit this one, then it will interact with the server and it will validate the data and it will generate the dynamic response and then it will open the Facebook page. Okay, simply we are doing. So after that we are here to map it. .xml. This is .xml. We have 2 tags. One is the servlet mapping, closed here. After that servlet. These 2 are we have to use it in the web XML. Okay. This is the servlet, nothing but core Java. This one. Core Java. Able to see, right? Core Java. I wrote here one core Java, nothing but servlet. Created in the servlet only. So we are sending the request from the HTML. Then it will interact with the server. It will generate process and it will respond. How it will do, how it will happening, we will see. So so already I have server. Just right click on the open space, run on server. We have to run on server. We have to click this one, not run as application. Then it is showing on pop-up this one, run on server. Then we have to select the server. It's already started position. Just hit this one and hit next. Here we have the projects. Suppose this is my project name, dynamic web project, sample server. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4th one. Sample server is my project. It's available. These are all available. These are all the configured. Okay. I added this one and hit finish. Then it will deploy. So it is asking that restart the server. Otherwise, continue without the restarting. I will check this radio button, restart the server, then hit OK. Then it will deploy. Deployment will happen here in the server. So deployment will happen. It will take to the web browser. Deployment happening. Okay. This is all about deployment. Then it will take to the web browser. See, it took to the Chrome. This is my Chrome. In the Chrome only, I have to see, simple form, right? We know what is meant by forms. Forms image. nothing but taking the data. This is all about forms. It's not opening. One should write, this is nothing but forms. I generated simple form. See, something I accessed that with 8081. My project name demo sample.html. Here I will give some data, and if you hit the login button, it will enter the page. This is very basic one. If you use the CSS and all the JS code, then it became rich. Clear? This is the process. We are giving the data input, proper input, and hit the login button, it will generate output. This is nothing but web applications. Previously we are seeing the result in the console. See now. Suppose, okay, I will explain tomorrow, explain clearly. See now, here I wrote system.out.println some data. If you run this one, it's printed on the console. But I want to create the web applications. That's why it will render on the web page. This is the result. Clear? That's it about today. Stopping streaming.